So we're back for another week. I'm Ben.
I'm Carrie.
And we're with Coldwell Banker Siewert Realtors here in Wisconsin Rapids. So we're trying a little bit of some new stuff here, getting the studio up and running, and we got the camera on this week.
Hello.
So we're going to try to put this up on the YouTube and see how it goes.
Okay.
So big news at the office. Things are starting to heat up. Even though the weather isn't cooperating, it's starting to become springtime and people are wanting to get the houses listed.
And it's -4 outside.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it or the 3 inches of snow we're going to get this coming weekend. But right now it's February.
It is February. Tomorrow is March.
Tomorrow's March. We're at the last day of February. We're on the 28th. Today we just signed a contract for a listing. And in talking with the client, we're really excited to get this listing on the market. We'll hear more about that next week.
Yep.
But the one of the things that really came out of the conversation was about staging the home and kind of how to get it ready for pictures and just how far do you have to go and what's appropriate or what needs to happen really if you're looking to present the house for it being an active listing on the market.
Correct. So, when we were talking with our sellers, that she was more concerned on decluttering the house, which is always a really good thing to do. We always like looking and hearing that I'm starting to pack up. I know I'm moving, so I'm going to start packing up. And her concern was taking stuff off the walls and decluttering, depersonalize the house. And we really do appreciate the fact that people want to do this. But at the same time, if you're still living in that house, if it's going to be 2-3 months that you're going to be living in the house, you still want to be comfortable in your house. So I encouraged her to take down, some pictures, but as far as like taking down wedding pictures, things like that, not too much of a concern for that we want to remove some of that clutter, but still so that way people can see themselves living in it. They're not going to be looking at the picture of the waterfall and wondering where in Wisconsin was this picture of the waterfall was taken. They want to be able to look at the house and go, okay, I can imagine my Christmas tree in this corner. I can imagine the couch over here.
Or the
that sort of
painting
thing.
of the waterfall that I have that my whatever person in my life gave to me would fit really nice over here.
Right.
But still maybe, okay, so an example is one of my previous houses. We had an entire hallway lined with the family tree pictures. And it was really cool because we could look at it and there was dad's side and mom's side and aunts and uncles and it kind of broke it down to, the cousins and whatnot, which took up a lot of space.
Yes.
And so taking stuff like that down where it opens up the space again, and honestly, you're going to be packing up to move anyway. So you might as well start.
Yes. Yep. Taking down, those family pictures. We talked about the refrigerator of taking down all the pictures that, everyone has sent to grandma. And so we've got all the grandkids' pictures up there. We've got some artwork on the fridge, but taking that stuff down so that way you can still see the fridge. We appreciate the fact that the grandkids, send over the pictures and everything like that. We want to proudly display them. But at the same time, we need to be looking at it of we want the new family to picture themselves there, not looking at the fridge to see what artwork is on the fridge.
So now to the extent of how much do you clean out the house before this type of listing goes active, having some furniture in the house is certainly great. It makes the home presenting like it's being lived in and that, these are some functional areas, how the current owners have used the space. I know if there's a large living room that's kind of awkwardly shaped, maybe how they divide the space or where they put their furniture could be helpful to new buyers.
Very true. So if you're going to be taking out stuff, take it out in a strategic way. So that way, if you have the large furniture, maybe take out the large furniture and maybe then bring in some smaller pieces. So that way you still have a place to sit instead of, well, we just got rid of our couch. We can put the bigger couch in storage and then bring in some smaller pieces. So that way you still have that feeling like I live here, but it's still opening and entertaining for yourself.
So the other option is you've already found a place to move into and you're not living in your current home that we're listing to sell. So, do you take all of your stuff with you, even though you're not going to live there and it's going to be vacant? Or do you leave it staged with some of your stuff and just make sure that it's cleaned out before closing?
A little bit of personal preference on that one. I've seen it done both ways where they've removed everything from the house and you're just looking at the house. Then you have kind of the family has to try to imagine if you leave a few pieces behind so that way, you know, you have friends that come into town, you're going to be going over to the house and check on it. And if you're going to be there for a long period of time, you might want to have a place to sit. So leaving some furniture behind just so that way you can kind of stage it of, this could be a good reading area. This could be a good sitting area. Countertops that have got the breakfast bar. It's always great to leave a couple chairs there because in that way too, you have the a place for agents to talk to their clients about what they were looking at doing.
So, a nice place to sit down and confer with the other agent and the buyer that's potentially buying the house is pretty good.
Mhm.
Um, Even at the bare minimum, I know a lot of living room spaces or bedrooms don't have an overhead light, so they have switched outlets.
So
So,
leaving a couple floor
yeah.
lamps would be a good idea, just so that way it still provides a little bit of light for those late night showings.
And here, this is the end of February. We're still, getting dark at 5:30 at night, and a lot of people still work the 8 to 4, 9 to 5, or have to get their children off to games or whatnot. So we're doing showing even at 8 o'clock at night, and it's still quite dark. So that's exciting. We're gonna be doing pictures and getting the listing up live and active at the beginning of next week. So we'll be sure to be putting that on social media. That's exciting.
Yep, we'll be doing a couple. We're gonna be doing the pictures on Saturday, so we'll take a couple pictures while we're there on Saturday and kind of post them to the Facebook page. That way, if it's a house that you are thinking about looking at, it's gonna be going live on Monday. So we're gonna start taking showings on Monday afternoon. So that way, Saturday you can kind of take a look at to see what we are looking at, and it's a very beautiful home. It just
Ac-
hugs you.
It is. It's like walking into grandma's house and you can live there and it'll still hug you. Like that warm blanket hug. Not the chokehold noogie hug or the I'm just gonna bear hug you till you can't breathe anymore. No,
Mhm.
this is the warm, comforter wrapped around your shoulders hug.
Yes, most definitely.
And it's over in Port Edwards and more details to come.
More details to come. So next week we'll talk about that particular listing and probably have some pictures for you and have it all set and ready to go.
And we're writing offers and hopefully those are going through process. So we've got more people happily buying homes. We've got some homes that are in process already. We've got two active that are going to closing.
We have two active going into closing. We're just starting our third one, two of trying to get everything all set and ready to go.
And that's what it sounds across the office as well, that everyone's really being quite active now. And so then local events coming up for this weekend. We've got a lot of stuff going on actually.
Yes, we do.
So let me pull up the local event calendar. We have the state gymnastics championship over at Lincoln High School. It's
That's
Friday
always a
and
fun.
Saturday.
Yep, that's always a fun weekend.
Mm-hmm. Looks like the Tri City Curling Club on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are doing their 61st, 61st, right? 61st annual men's invitational. So that,
And pretty soon, one of these weekends coming up, it's Learn How to Curl weekend over there.
ooh,
So you can go in and they can teach you how to curl. They'll take you right on down to the ice and teach you how to curl. And they always have some food involved too. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. I believe that's in the middle of the week.
okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna have to check on that, but I do know that's coming up fairly soon.
right. We'll keep an eye out for that. And then the Central Wisconsin Cultural Center, it looks like Monday and Tuesday are doing the funky bags. So it's an art interactive type of thing. You learn how to make bags and some funky ways of adding artistic flair onto it.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
And then you know what's on Tuesday?
Fat
Mardi
Tuesday.
Gras,
Yep, Fat Tuesday.
right? So the Chamber of Commerce is doing their expo.
And that'll be over at Bullseye Country Club this year.
So that's Tuesday, which means Ash Wednesday for those who celebrate that. It'll be on Wednesday, and then we'll be into the Easter season, or Lent at least.
It'd be the Lenten season. And we got our Friday night fish fries coming up at all the local churches.
There's, you know, we deal with all this cold and the snow, but Wisconsin, we're fish fry season. It's coming up. So it's very exciting.
And it's nice to see some places do fish fry every single Friday night, which is great. That's a great thing that Wisconsin has.
Exactly. So that's about it for this week. How can they get a hold of you, Carrie?
Well, they can give me a call at 715-323-2577.
And if someone's curious about staging or having more questions about that, definitely give you a call.
Yes.
If they want to list their house for sale, give you a call.
Yep. And if you just have questions and you just want to find out what the process is, I'd be happy to sit down with you. Actually, you'd be sitting down with Ben and I, so that way he's been starting to get involved in that process. So we sit down with the two of us and we go through everything, and you can ask both of us questions and we'll help you along the way.
Fantastic. So we'll see everyone next week.
All right. You guys have a great Central Wisconsin day. Bye bye.